you. And yeah, if you guys want to just make sure you're muted. We'll just take a couple breaths just to fully arrive here in this moment. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Noticing, just as you come into your body fully, noticing any places of tension, holding, sort of resistance to being here right now. Maybe where are those places of habitual holding where we sort of resist change in a way. And just taking a moment to arrive. And sometimes it's nice to just wiggle a little bit until you feel those places let go. And so I think of adaptability really as entering into the flow. So we'll just bring that into our movement today of like we're just meeting the edges, meeting the places where we resist and giving them space, and then just feeling how the energy can then adapt and flow to each posture, to each breath, to the places of resistance. So we'll just take a few, start to infuse deeper breaths into the body, deep breath in through the nose. And if it feels good, out through the breath, out through the mouth or out through the nose, just letting that jaw relax. And take about 3 or 4 more breaths on your own. And if it feels good, you can sigh. For me, that feels good this morning. You can feel the shoulder tension drop with that sigh. And 3 more breaths, inhaling into the front, back sides evenly. Exhaling. And just let your ears be open, receptive. The eyes to keep softening. Just take a moment to feel your skin, your sitting bones on the ground. And on our next in-breath, let's softly join the hands together in Anjali Mudra, allowing the elbows to be light so that the chest feels open and buoyant. And you can even use the thumbs to just gently lift up through the sternum, or since we're working on core, you can just bring a little reminder into the solar plexus to open. Exhale the breath all the way out. And then we'll bring in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And then on the next exhale, let's gently bow the head towards the heart. Release the hands, and then inhale, lift the head, and we'll go ahead and just go right into a spinal twist here. So we're gonna left hand onto the right knee, and go ahead and root down through your base, your foundation, and then as you inhale, grow up tall through the spine, and exhale, twist. So we just start to, through the breath, start to bring awareness into the core, the center line, inhaling into that center line, and then exhale, stretching along the horizontals. We can start to work that relationship between vertical as you inhale and horizontal as you exhale. And then inhale back to center, and we'll switch sides. And deepening the in-breath. Feel the space between each vertebrae, and exhale, twisting. If you can keep a soft smile across the face, even if it's just internal smile, inhaling and exhale. And last breath here, inhale, lengthen, grow tall. Exhale, deepen. Great, inhale, let's come back to center. And let's make our way onto all fours. And we'll come into our half dog pose or puppy pose. And just stretching out. If you can rest your forehead on the floor, go ahead and do that. And just open up the fingers, feel the palms of your hands just lightly connected to the ground, to the mat. Yeah. And so we just start adapting as we come into the shapes. We start adapting to the shapes in our body. Adapt the breath. And then exhale all the breath out. Reach back through the sitting bones. And then we'll inhale, come up halfway. And we're going to just walk the hands over to the right. And just feel this nice side body stretch here. And plugging those finger pads into the earth, draw the left sitting bone back, and just breathe. Breathe into the side body, opening up that spaciousness. And inhale, walk on over to the other side. Notice if the side feels any different. Meet those edges with your breath. Great, and then inhale, we'll come back onto all fours. Let's come into a couple of cat-cow movements. Open up the chest, collarbones. Exhale, tailbone curls. Draw the navel to spine. Yes, we start to work the core here. Inhale. Keep that low belly slightly toned as you inhale, and then exhale. Curl it around. 2 or 3 more, inhaling. And feel free to move and stretch in your own way here. Be curious and explore the different movement, sensation. Let the head and neck get involved. Feel free to keep sighing if that feels good. Just letting go of any holding on. And then we'll come back to neutral, lift the left leg straight behind. And you want to try to keep the hips level as you reach back through the left leg. And then inhale the right arm out in front. Yeah. You're just slightly drawing the leg and arm in towards center to activate. Well, in the leg, you're activating that core line, the inner line of the leg, and the navel lifts. And from the navel, you reach out. And just take a couple of breaths. And one more inhale here. Then on the exhale, we're going to pull the knee in towards the chest and draw the elbow across to the knee. And then inhale, reach back out. Exhale, join the knee and elbow towards each other or to each other. And just 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, hug in. And then last one, inhale. And just hold it here. And exhale, we'll switch sides. We'll reach the right leg back. And again, just take a moment to roll that back thigh bone in so the hips are level. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and then left arm out in front. So this pose is really like a core stabilization pose. And you want to activate again that inner line of the right leg. Breathe deeply. Start to work those more intrinsic muscles in the body. Inhale. And then on the next exhale, hug in. And keep that connection to the core as you reach back out. Exhale, hugging back in. This is what we're starting to see in nature, right? It's wanting to start pulling in. But then there's days that pull us back out, and we go with that. We enjoy those last bits of summer, and then we hug back in. And last one here, inhale, and exhale, squeeze. Great. And then reach the right leg back, tuck the toes, and we'll slide all the way back to our first downward facing dog. And let's take this first dog pose with the knees bent and find that nice extension in the spine. So you're going to take these deep breaths and move and sway. Sway the hips, open up the hands. See if you can make the connection from the root of your index finger and thumb all the way up the inner line of the arms to the back of the heart, and then just relax, soften the heart. And then go and walk your dog a couple of times. Straighten the left leg and get that nice heel, sitting bone connection, and then other side. Right sitting bone, right heel connection, and side to side a little bit. Beautiful, and then we'll walk up to the top of our mats and we'll separate the feet a little wider than hip distance. And then on the inhalation, lift and lengthen the spine and come into the center of your feet. So we have a tendency to hang too far back into the heels. It puts a lot of pressure in the back of the knees. So we want to find that place right in the middle. And then inhale and exhale, fold forward. And we'll just take our elbows here and hang like a big elephant trunk here. Just let your upper body relax and head and neck lengthen. Great, and then we'll finish our next exhalation completely. Release the elbows, bend the knees, and just nice and slowly, we'll roll all the way up to standing. Great. And then we'll come to Samasthiti, full standing in the feet. And so the big toes touch, heels slightly apart. You can also stand with your feet just about hip distance apart. So you're just going to see which one feels better to you. So the feet are incredibly adaptable. We've lost a little bit of that since we don't barefoot on the ground, but the reason we have so many bones in the feet is so that we can adapt to the moving ground. So we're just going to take a moment here and tune into the feet. There's 24 bones in each of our feet. So just feel how you can move a little bit, front, back, side to side. And the feet actually know how to adapt if we allow that. Of course, barefooting helps with that. So we'll just close our eyes here for a moment. Feel the feet. Feel the feet connected almost down like 3, 4, 5 feet into the earth. If you can even sense the center of the earth, you can connect your feet all the way down. And then simultaneously we'll go up with the crown into the cosmos, feeling the center of the universe and the body in between. Take a couple of breaths here. Just feel this wonder of being in a body connected to Earth and the cosmos. Taking a moment to drop into your heart, take a deep breath in, breathing in gratitude. Beautiful exhale, we'll release the arms down. Let's move into some sun salutations. So we'll go right in, spinning the arms all the way up to the sky. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, either arms come down by your sides or down the center line of the body. Deep bow, folding in. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten spine. Exhale, step your right leg back into a lunge. We'll bring the back knee down. You can fold your mat if you need some padding. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Let's just do a couple of breaths here. So you can Bend the elbows wide if you like, or reach back, interlace the hands just to get a little shoulder opening, looping of the shoulder. And as you inhale, just want to think about hugging in, right? So we're working that core stabilization. You want to squeeze those legs in, and then you let go a little bit, open up the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, bow forward, and we'll set the right hand down, left arm to the sky. So let's come into, we're going to start a series of twists here. Left arm to the sky. And so as you inhale, breathe into the spine. Breathe into each vertebrae, lengthening. As you exhale, twist, open, turn. And then inhale, release, and we'll step back onto all fours. And exhale, leading with your heart. Coming through, Ashtanga Pranam, right into Cobra, Bhujangasana, toes spreading, heart open, and exhale, lower, and we'll press back through the knees or straight legs, downward facing, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And just breathe. Take these first moments to open, soften, feel your body in space, feel the shapes, the lines of energy through your body interacting with earth, with sky. Soft smile on the face. We'll take one more breath here, inhaling. Exhale, soften the chest. Connect with your core, right foot forward. And we'll bring the back knee down to the floor and inhale. Sweep the arms up. And again, you can either cactus just to open up the chest, shoulders, or reach back and take the opposite clasp of your hands. And just take a few breaths here. We open the navel center, the heart, the throat. Tuning into the third eye. Good, one more big in breath. And then on the out breath, left hand down, right arm up to the sky. Yeah. So we hug the outer hips in towards center as we open the heart chest. And then on the exhale, hands to the floor, step all the way forward. Inhaling, hands on the shins, open the chest. Exhale, fold in. And then plug the feet in, lead with your heart. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come right down into the center of the heart. And then finish your exhale all the way out. We'll take another Surya Namaskar. Inhale and exhale, right down your center line. Inhale to a halfway lift, shoulders roll back. This time, left leg steps back first. And we'll just go right through one crescent lunge. Inhale and exhale. You can either come back into Chaturanga or knees to the floor and moving through Ashtanga Pranam to Bhujangasana. Inhaling. Exhale, you're welcome always to pause in the puppy pose or just come right back to downward dog, your choice. This depends on your adaptability this morning. Sometimes we're a little slower to adapt and we need to just give ourselves that time and space. Some of us can adapt more quickly and easily. I'm one of those slower people. Takes me a little time. So we'll take another big full breath in. Follow the exhale to the bottom. And then stepping the left leg forward, back knee to the floor. Inhale, one crescent lunge, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, hands to the floor. And step all the way forward, inhaling. Float the heart, exhale. Uttanasana, fold in. And inhale, lead with your heart. Urdhva Hastasana, both arms up, palms touch, exhale, hands come right down your center. And we'll do one more, exhale. Arms down, inhale. Rooting as you rise, exhale right down the center. Follow the breath. Inhale to a halfway lift. Good, this time exhale the right leg back. So if you feel ready, you can keep that back leg lifted this time. Otherwise, you'll just come back down again. And then inhale, crescent lunge, whoop. So you might need to adapt. Balancing helps us with that a lot. Good, and then we'll exhale, take the right hand down. We'll come into a deeper twist. So even if you had your back knee down, you might want to play with this twist with the back knee lifted. So we're still in a bit of an open twist here. I'm going to find the inhalation, the length in the sides of your waist. Exhale, the shoulders roll back. Inhale here. Good, and then we'll exhale, release the hands, and step all the way back to plank pose. So again, if you can, keep both legs lifted. If you need to rest your knees, that's fine. You're still working your core and your abdomen. Couple of breaths, and try not to hold all the tension in your shoulders. So activate the inner line of the legs, the navel, soften the heart, and then exhale. You're either going to lower with knees bent or straight legs if you feel a little more energetic. Inhale, slide through cobra or possibly upward dog. You just see how you feel. And then exhale, press back, downward dog. And just come in, listen to your breath. And if you need a half dog, you can take what your body needs this morning. And breathe, and just feel your body just adapting to a new way. You're opening up channels of prana. You can start feeling your body adapt. And then we'll exhale to the bottom of our next breath. We'll step the right foot forward. And you just see, you want to keep the back leg lifted. You might need a moment to stabilize. So you want to think about pressing from the hips down into the earth. Then inhale, scoop the arms up. Crescent lunge, couple of breaths. You want to find your breath here. So we're going to use the least amount of effort to get the maximum opening. Exhale, bow forward, left hand down, right arm up to the sky. And then just work with the breath here. Inhaling, inner body gets more full. Kidneys fill, back of the lungs. Exhale, gentle twist. 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, right hand down, step all the way forward, inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Leading with your heart center, we'll inhale, reach the arms back up to the sky. And exhale, hands come right down your center, resting at the heart center. And just close your eyes, take a moment to feel what's here in the now. And notice your body actually starting to adapt, starting to self-organize around this central channel. If you're deeply connected with the feet into the earth and the crown into the sky, your body can then adapt and organize. There's not a lot of effort involved. Great, and then we'll slowly open our eyes, and from here, we're gonna bend the knees and let the buttocks go back behind you. So there's 2 ways to do this, with both knees and feet apart or knees and feet together. So you're just gonna feel. I like this one because I can feel a little more of my center line through the legs. And then you're just gonna touch the fingertips to the floor. Move the pubic bone back, let the tailbone drop, and then once you have that, inhale the arms up by the ears. And try to really energize through the arms, navel to spine. Smile. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Great, and then exhale, fold in and release. Go ahead and shake your head out. Whew. If you need to breathe out through your mouth, a couple of sighs. And then we're gonna make our way right back in, Utkatasana, seated chair. This time hands come to the heart, and then we'll lift from the navel and side body of the right side, lift your right elbow to the outside of the knee, opposite knee. And then hook it there and wait. So once you get it hooked there, you wanna root down, and from the rooting start to open through the spine, twist, gaze to the side, breathe. I'm just gonna take a couple more breaths here. Where can you let go? Just feel the different shapes in your body, opening through the back of the skull. One more breath. And then exhale, go ahead and hang forward and just let it all go. I remember when I first started doing yoga with Iyengar, there's a lot of integration that has to happen between the poses. So give yourself that space to integrate. Bend the knees again when you're ready. Hands hold at your heart, and then inhale, lift the left elbow, left waistline, wrap it around. Try not to push your knees off to the side. Yeah, and then root down through the heels as you start to open through your chest, back of the neck, look to your side, breathe. So remember to try to use the least amount of effort to get the maximum opening. Use your breath. Excellent. And then inhale, release. Whew. You can separate the feet. Take your elbows again and just let go. Whew. Great. And then since we're here, why not? Let's go ahead and come down into a squat. So you can start squatting with your feet quite a bit apart, and the knees and feet are turned out around the same. Now, if you have tightness in the Achilles, you might want to put a little support under your knees if you need it, or you can just keep the heels under the heels, or you can just keep them lifted, like so. Okay, so there's a couple of different variations we're gonna do here. The hands are gonna come out right in front of the feet, about shoulder width apart. And then you're gonna start to lean your weight into your hands and start to lift your buttocks a little higher. Okay, and then what you wanna do is take your knees right to the outside of the triceps, or close to that. And this might be as far as you go. Right here, you're just gonna start to lean a little more weight into the hands, a little more weight. Those of you who know Bakasana can do your Bakasana, but we're not gonna get there quite yet. Those of you who don't, you're just gonna work on lifting the belly, getting the weight into the hands, and then you'll exhale, come back into a squat. Hands fold for a couple of breaths, close your eyes. And integrate. So you might feel a little more heat in your body as we start to work the core. Breathe deeply. Great. Excellent. And then we're gonna come into a standing forward bend, and we'll just scoot the feet a little bit more apart, maybe one leg length or so. Make sure your outer feet are parallel to each other. And hands are out just underneath the chest, and you're gonna lean forward enough where you feel the feet equally grounding in all four corners. And the quad muscles and hamstrings are balanced in their engagement. And then keep that as you exhale, walk in. Yeah. And remember, we're just continually working adaptability, right? So maybe yesterday we were really open in our hamstrings, today we're not. So we're just adapting to that. Being in the flow.
And the breath is super helpful in that. Come back to your breathing, Ujjayi breath. And at the very bottom of your next breath, inhale, walk the hands back out. And exhale, we're going to walk on over to the right, turning the right foot out. We'll come back into our lunge. If you need any padding, you can fold your mat over. Great. And then from here, inhaling, lifting your left arm to the sky. And open up as much as you can in this left waistline as you twist from the kidney, wrapping the elbow around. Then once you're here, you can make a soft fist. Sorry, I'm going to turn the other way here. You're going to make a soft fist with your right hand and press it into the palm of your left hand. Yeah, focus your attention in your core, your navel center. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, turn and twist, and then you can take it a little deeper if you like by lifting the back leg. So you feel where your edge is and go there. Yeah. If you go a little deeper, just take that time to adapt, slow it down, breathe. And then the last couple of breaths, you can take a little deeper if you like, opening the arms. Keep that back leg nice and strong. Good, and then exhale. Release, and we'll just walk on over nice and slowly to the other side. Turning left foot out. Start with the back knee down. Great, inhale, a big breath into the side body. And exhale, wrap it. Soft fist with the left hand into the right palm, and just take a breath here. I always love to, when I first come into a pose, just soften, because we tend towards pushing, right? We want to come in and we want to get the pose. So we just soften, we adapt to a new shape. And then you can start to work the breath and the finer details. Eyes are soft, looking all the way to the side. Bring your attention into the navel, the core, radiating from the navel out. And if you like, the back knee is lifted. And if you want to take it a little deeper, opening the arms, you just see what serves you in that maximum way. And then when you've had enough, we'll just exhale it right back to downward dog. And if you choose a vinyasa, some of you might feel a child's pose this morning, so just honor whatever's present for you. Great. And then we'll come down onto our seat. And we're going to start going a little bit deeper into the work in the core here. So we're going to sit back, hold on to the knees here, sit back, find the apex of the sitting bones. Okay, and then you can let the arms go out, lift the feet. Variation 1 is right here, so you want to just keep the chest lifting. Okay, and variation 2 would be to stretch out the legs so the toes are right at eye level. Navel in, chest lift. Smile, of course. And then to pause, we're going to draw the knees back in, so we won't come fully out of the pose. And then we'll go back in. Good, and then inhaling, we'll come back up. Exhale, last one here, so hold it, or you're here with the knees a little bit bent, with the chest. You can also hold the backs of the legs, you're still working the core. Beautiful, and then we're gonna lie all the way down on our backs here. And we'll draw the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg down. I'm trusting, yes, that you can see me. And so then we're just gonna reach the right leg up. Take a moment here, and then we'll place the hands under the outer edges of the buttocks. Great, and then we'll bring the left leg up to meet the right. Take the right leg down, And you're just gonna hover an inch or two from the floor with the right foot, right leg. Okay, and then we'll switch. Okay, so you're gonna find your own pace here, but we're gonna go back and forth. And you can use the breath however you like. Some people like to do a little breath of fire, or you can just go slow with the Ujjayi breaths. You're really going to take this at your own pace and keep drawing the belly, navel back towards the spine. And you're just going to start to feel some nice heat in the belly. Try to keep the legs super strong. Yeah, and you might just start to go a little more quickly, or you might stay nice and slow. Whatever is taking you to that maximum place with the least amount of effort. Beautiful. And just another few breaths here. And then good, everyone, let's take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and you can roll a little bit side to side. Take some deep breaths. Beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead and roll a couple of times on our spine. It's rolling up and down. And just see how that feels for you. I got a couple of nice little pops. Great. And then we're going to come back onto all fours. And we're going to make our way back into our squat position. So if you guys, with Bakasana, it's kind of fun to have like a pillow or something in front of you because you might, if you're not used to it, it gives you a little kind of crash pad in case you do go over. But you'll see how far you go here. So same thing, hands are about shoulder width apart. We're going to lift the butt nice and high, come up onto the tippy toes. And then you'll just bring your knees to wherever they come on the outer arm. And this might be it for you. You're just going to start to lean a little more weight forward and lift the belly. Lift the belly. Now, if you feel like you want to take it a step further, you'll lift one knee or one foot and then maybe the other. You'll know pretty quick if you're not going to do the next one. So that might be it for you. If you want to take it a little further, make sure the gaze goes out a little bit. Lift one foot, then the other. Once you have the balance, you want to squeeze in, open up the feet, squeeze in, straighten the arms, and exhale, come down. Whew. I haven't done that in a while. So let's go ahead and come back, and we'll just take a couple of breaths here in Baddha Konasana. Those are the feet together, and feet can be a little further out. And we'll take a little more of a yin pose here since we just did a lot of yang. And fire, we're going to go a little more quiet. And the nature right now is pretty much in a big way, for I know a lot of us, just inviting us to be adaptable, right? There's smoke, fires, heat, cold, and the only real thing we can do is learn to adapt to the changes right now. And we can use the practice to keep and find the inner steady, the eternal part of us. We'll take it a little deeper inward, a couple more breaths. Great. Okay, so let's go ahead and come on up, and we're gonna Cross the right leg. So we're going to fold the right leg underneath and cross the left leg on top of the right here. I'll face you guys so you can see. And so there's the left sitting bone will have a little bit of a harder time grounding, especially if your hips so tight like mine. So you just want to initially start with that sense of yield, connection down through the ground, and then feel the natural rise up through the spine. So we're not efforting to get it up, we're just yielding to open. That's where I feel like adaptability comes in. We just yield to the moment. We yield to our environment, and then we find our way within that. And then once you do, left hand can come back behind and right arm can come out either in front of the shin here or to the outside of the knee with the fingers facing up. Okay, and you'll keep that sense of yielding. Inhale, tall through the spine. Exhale, twist. Work with your ujjayi breath, or if you have another breath you like to work with, just slow and rhythmic. So you can adapt to each little micro movement and shape, feeling. So when we can really let go of needing things to be like we want them, that's true adaptability. So if you need the tension in your body today like you didn't yesterday, it's okay. Much easier said than done though. Okay, let's inhale and switch sides. And you might notice a difference from one side to the other, like me. It's okay, just meet your body right where it is. Find that yielding through the right sitting bone as much as possible. And then right hand back, left arm hooks around the right knee. And just inhale and exhale, work with the breath. Be with the breath. Beautiful. Exhale fully. And then we'll inhale. We'll come back to center. Great. And then let's go ahead and make our way back to downward facing dog. Yeah. And just feel for a moment, bring your feet together here. Because with the feet together, you get a little bit more of a sense of the inner line through the legs. Rolfing, that's more connected to the core of the body. So you're going to connect with those inner lines and then inhale the right leg to the sky. Yeah. Exhale, come to a half plank and squeeze your knee into your navel. So you can always do this on your knee. Inhale, reaching back just like we did in the beginning. Exhale, squeeze. So just feel what's more appropriate for you. Inhale. And exhale, we'll squeeze the knee to the outer arm, activating the core. And then come back, switching sides. Inhale, left leg up. Good, exhale. Just a couple times here. Inhale and exhale. You can play with going to the outside and then crossing over. Excellent. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Come down to our knees and take a short child's pose with the knees apart, feet together, resting in. And breathe deeply. Good. Great, and then we'll inhale, come on up to all fours. So we're gonna take one more core pose, and then come back to a couple twists, and then we'll finish our practice together. So we're gonna come back, if you guys need to watch, go for it. We're gonna come back into the side plank, and how you get here is from downward dog. You step your right hand, we'll start with just a little bit in front into the middle of the mat, and then you'll roll to the side here. So side plank, the feet are in samasthiti in the full side. Otherwise, you'll take one foot out in front if you need a little support. And another option is to keep the bottom leg down and reach out this way. So they're really all different variations of side planks. I just want you to find the one that really serves you the best today. And then be there. So if you can see, you want to have the hips level here, right? Shoulders supported, heads of the arm bones back, and smile. So I love this one to just feel the lines and the opening, the horizontals. If you want to play a little deeper, you can lift the bottom, top leg up, and bring it back down, and just play a little bit with the core. And then we exhale, come back down. Whew. You might feel a little more energy moving through, a little more fire. And then you'll just move over to the other side, centering the left hand slightly forward, right arm up, and just find your pose here. You guys know, like if you're, depending on your body or any kind of injuries or anything going on for you, you have to adapt, right? Like I've just seen this as I get a little older, I can't do the poses in the same way. So I just adapt, I do them a little bit differently. So you just listen. Excellent, and then we'll exhale, make our way back, shake it out. Inhale, exhale, lower to your bellies. And let's go ahead and come into Shalabhasana with the forehead to the floor. Arms to your sides. Take a moment here, bring the feet parallel, toes pointed straight back. And as you exhale, start to move your tailbone towards your heels to lengthen the lumbar spine. Then inhale with the head, chest, legs, and feet. You'll just come to that first interesting place. Breathing. Soften in. Adapt to this shape, and then you can move the hands by the navel and adapt to this shape. Feel the pubic bone a little more burrowed into the ground as you lift, open. Good, and then exhale, we'll press all the way back to pose of the child. Let yourself fully rest into this shape, which is very nourishing and nurturing. Excellent. And then let's go ahead and come down onto our backs with the knees a little bit bent. And then we're gonna take a twist here, but first we're gonna do it as we work the abdomen. So you can lift your knees and your feet. You'll be at a 90-degree angle with your legs. Arms are cactused. And then on the exhalation, bring your knees over to the left. See if you can do it controlled. So you have to work your abs. Start to bring your knees all the way over as slow as possible. Yeah, and if you can, hover, keeping the right shoulder anchored, gazing over your right shoulder. If not, it's fine to bring your knees down too. That's totally fine, especially if you have any lower back stuff. Yeah, and then you want to try to keep the 90-degree angle with the legs. Couple of breaths here. Finish your breath out and then inhaling, come back up. And then you'll work it over to the other side, just nice and slowly. Try to keep the legs together as you twist to your right with as much core control as you can. And then if you need to bring your knees down, totally fine. And you can keep the left shoulder anchored, soft gaze over the left side. And breathe, listen. And then on the inhalation, we'll make our way back up. Let's go ahead and straighten up the left leg, draw the right knee into the chest. And then place your foot on the opposite thigh. And last twist here, right knee moves towards the left floor. Again, keeping the right shoulder anchored as you do that, because that's gonna enhance the twist. It doesn't matter how far your knee goes, actually. More important to keep the anchoring. And then just work with your breath to adapt. And one more big in-breath. Nice long extended out breath into the twist. And then inhale back to center and we'll switch sides. So you go to that first edge and wait for the breath. Wait for the opening. And then you start to notice the body, the intelligence of the body opening. It's right to the level it feels ready. And inhale, come back to center and draw both knees in. Just give yourself a nice squeeze so that you can, if you can, take the ankles or feet and draw in, like squeeze into a little ball, activating the core. Just sort of pull all the way inside the core of your body. And then we'll just slowly make our way out and just check the time. Yeah, and then I just want to invite you to go into Shavasana over the next minute. So if there's a pose that you feel like you want to do, sometimes bridge is nice just to finish out the practice, or if you have anything else calling. Otherwise, you're just gonna make your way to Shavasana, and if you're anywhere that's a little cooler, you can put some extra clothes on to keep warm. And just make yourself as comfortable as possible as we start to make our way into the final corpse pose. So wherever you happen to be, just start making your way into this final resting pose, Shavasana. Making any last adjustments you need to make, movements that you need to make to find your way into the most still place that you can. It's really truly dropping the body for these last 2 minutes. Allowing yourself to just bathe in the essence of your being. I'll send you into Shavasana with a poem many of you probably know by Rumi,
around adaptability. It's called bird wings. Your grief for what you've lost lifts a mirror up to where you're bravely working. Expecting the worst, you look, and instead, here's the joyful face you've been wanting to see. Your hand opens and closes, and opens and closes. If it were always a fist or always stretched open, you'd be paralyzed. Your deepest presence is in every small contracting and expanding, the two as beautifully balanced and coordinate as bird wings. Just allow yourself to really drop all of your bones, your muscles, your organs, soften. Even letting go of your breath. Feel free to stay longer if you need to. Otherwise, begin to come back through your breath, just feeling that expansion of the in-breath and the gentle release and contraction of the out-breath. The parts of you that want to be out and stay with summer, and then the parts that are ready to curl in and start to maybe go a little more inward. That beautiful balance between. And as you deepen your breath, you can begin to explore some slight movement in the toes and fingers. And gently then wiggling the ankles and wrists and the arms, find their way overhead. Stretching fully through the body, and then you can bend your knees and roll over to one side. Take a moment here resting on your upper arm. Just make that transition from deep rest coming back into your day. And starting to adapt now into maybe a little more focused work mode or whatever it is for you as you make your way up to a comfortable seat. You can bring the hands together to the heart. And with deep gratitude, thumbs to the third eye as you take a bow. Sealing in your practice. And then you can come on up. Thank you so much, everyone. So grateful.